Melissa Westcott, Campus Director here at the Moncton campus at Eastern College. Join us in conversation on how we can help you become job ready.
I'm Alan Dale from Gale Force Winds. What an absolute pleasure it is to be in conversation with the good people here at Eastern College in Moncton, New Brunswick, having a great time learning all about the college and the way they're making a difference in people's lives. Why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself, tell us what you do.
Oh, great to be here. Thanks for having me. My name is Michael Sabourin. I'm the Supply Chain and Logistics Instructor here at Eastern College. I teach through the remote modality, and I have really spent a lot of my career in supply chain and logistics, and it's such a treat to be able to bring new candidates, get them ready for a new exciting career, and to experience all the challenges we go through in a day learning the program.
So Michael, you're coming into this program with experience. Talk to me about your journey before you started teaching.
Oh wow, what an exciting opportunity. You know, I started off as a mature teenager into transportation logistics, courier companies, dispatching, freight planning, and really it landed me into an opportunity where I was starting to coach and train folks. And it really connected in with what I do here at Eastern College, and that's where part of my passion has really been blossoming over the last few years. I've been with the college for about 6 years, and as soon as I got into the teaching role, it was like, wow, I found my place.
Really?
You know, I was previously coaching and training staff members in transportation and logistics, dealing with supply chain matters, pretty much my whole career. So it was really wonderful to see that connection kind of shine and give me that new opportunity. So I was a candidate that came into a similar program with industry experience, but our program is so well suited, even for the folks that are just coming out of high school or doing a career change. There's so many opportunities in supply chain logistics. It's really an exciting avenue to explore. So I try to bring a little bit of my experience into the classroom, share those, those maybe funny stories, but not so funny in the moment when you're going through them in operations, because
Right.
I've got a phrase in logistics. It's not, if things are going to go wrong, it's when are they going to go wrong and how bad are they going to be?
Right.
But more importantly, how can you recover from it?
Yeah.
And I find that, reaching out with that knowledge and, getting that inspiration alive in the classroom really helps us deliver onto some challenging topics that we might not have considered before we knew about supply chain.
How long is the program and how is it taught?
Well, we have different modalities here at Eastern College. You can have an in-class program, you can have an online program, you can have a remote program, or you can have a hybrid program.
Okay.
So it's very, very flexible, and that's one of the things that really attracted me to Eastern College when I started researching private colleges and post-secondary facilities. We have a modular program here. So when we sign you up and you get registered into a program, you can really start almost at any time of year, not necessarily a September start and ending in June. So we're into June now. We've got some classes running all through the summer, and they continually cycle those new candidates through this, so they have a little bit of flexibility rather than the traditional semester system.
Right.
So they'll take one class at a time for anywhere from 2 to 3 weeks and really get some intensive daily focus onto those topics, and then we'll move on to the next topic, the next course or the next module, which will build onto those foundational elements that we started with and allow to create a bigger picture and opportunity to create that toolbox that I like
Right, yeah.
to tell our students that we're helping them build, so that when they pull those tools out, they can continually sharpen them along their career.
In that toolbox, you give them practical experience along the way?
Absolutely, absolutely. We've got lots of assignments in my program, lots of group work, lots of debates, lots of discussions, and I try my best to bring in those real-world experiences, because it's great to study a textbook, it's great to practice things on paper, but let's take a look at the reality. Let's see the challenges we're going to be facing in those operations, and taking a look at how we can improve not only the operations, but everything from the supply chain, from managing those resources out of the ground to getting that final mile delivery and those reverse logistics, and the whole realm of that package is really where you've got a lot of broad perspective going into that career. So it's probably one of the most exciting careers. I'm a little biased, of course, but I find there's a lot of opportunities. You can focus on supply chain management in general. You could hop into operations management or purchasing or negotiations. There's really so many different departments or fields you could specialize in that it really gives our candidates an awesome opportunity, whether you're an entry-level candidate or whether you may be someone like me who came into post-secondary education bringing along 10, 15, 5 years of experience. Still some good challenges, still some awesome results that are seen, and that real-world experience is really what we're trying to prepare them for when they get out into the real world.
It's a fluid, would be a good way to describe the global sort of ecosystem right now in supply chain.
Fluid.
Things are fluid is perhaps a nice way to describe it. But that would then demand a college be very agile in the way it thinks, be very creative in the way they say, now this is a challenging little piece of time in the world right now. How do we provide coursing to our students, provide experience? Talk to me about, the opportunities that it's presenting you.
Every single day, every single month, every single quarter presents its own current events challenges. Whether we're looking at things that have unleashed since 2020 and beyond, whether we're looking at logistical challenges with port congestion, whether we're looking at regulatory changes such as NAFTA turning into the NAFTA version 2, whether it be the USMCA or what, there's always a need for those industry professionals to stay on top of the knowledge of their industry. And that's very much the same here at Eastern College with our instructors. We've got some great folks that are instructing that bring in that industry experience, and we really do collaborate quite often within our faculty and amongst our other members to ensure that we have that cutting edge inspiration, that new event on the horizon that's really going to encapsulate what's coming next and how can we challenge through it. So whether we're looking at new regulation changes, maybe looking at new trade agreements, maybe looking at new challenges that come across various industries, whether they be in supply chain specifically or transportation, logistics, or customs, we can have that focal point, bring that into the classroom, and understand where we came from, where are we now, and where do we want to land. So those are some of the things that we talk about in the class, and we get that inspiration built within the candidates, try to create that debate and that inspiration for that reach for better knowledge.
I can see the passion in your eyes when you talk about logistics and supply chain and the like. It's inspirational to listen to you talk about it. Tell me what you would tell somebody out there that might be scratching their head saying, I wonder if this is the field for me. What would you say to them?
Well, I say definitely give it a look. Most folks might not understand what supply chain is. It's been a key word for quite a few years. But most folks think I'm going to be operating a forklift or I'm moving boxes in a warehouse. And that's a component of it. Materials management and inventory management is crucial to a successful supply chain. But every business has a supply chain. Whether they know it or not, most of them do, but whether they know it or not, they are operating within a supply chain. They are procuring items in order to add value, in order to sell to their customer base, whether it be a product or a service. And they need to be on top of the ball too. They need to be relevant of all the changes that are happening in the world. So getting back into the component of how we can get them ready and what's going to inspire them, and what would I say to someone who's just coming into the field, there's a lot more to supply chain than just what appears on the surface. You're really managing that. I turn the phrase around and say you're managing your chain of supplies, really. And you can go as far upstream as when the goods come out of the ground and then they're put into facilities to be made into raw materials or components, and then we'll manufacture them and get them down to the customer service level. So this is very similar to a business type degree. So our program is a little over a year. It's about 56 weeks, but it also includes a 16-week internship. Okay. So they get a chance to play a role within an organization, spend 4 months together with them, and feel the challenges that operation is feeling, as well as use those tools that we've just put in their toolkit over the past 40-odd weeks. So it's a nice compact course. Some facilities will offer this in a 2-year program. What drew me to this was the modular schedule, was the flexibility on the time, so I could come into school whether I was scheduled for a morning or an afternoon class, and that gave me a balance of work life and family and all those things that we need to juggle when going to school, and that was something that really brought it into my world. And one thing that was a big selling point for me personally was in our supply chain logistics program. We are partnered with CIFA, the Canadian International Freight Forwarders Association, and all of our candidates towards the end of their program, before they go on their internship, they have an opportunity to earn a standard certification as a freight forwarder. So it's a component that we bring in 2 classes, 3 weeks each, and we really train them to be a freight forwarder or an entry-level freight forwarder. So this is above and beyond the supply chain logistics diploma that they'll get. So that's probably one of the most exciting components as an add-on to this program, and it's been a part of the program for quite a long period of time. And it's one thing that I can tell students, that you have this certification, you become a valued member of a future organization because you understand what it takes to get those logistical challenges covered.
Tell me what the students mean to you.
Wow, they are my absolute life, you know, when it comes to work. I succeed through them, and I experience the challenges through them. So, you know, the first meet is always a challenge. You know, we do the ice breaking, and, you know, we bring everybody in and kind of put them on the spot and ask them, you know, hey, what brought you here? What's your favorite part of the program? What are you expecting to get out of this? But I really do feel their passion. And I enjoy really inspiring them, you know, pushing the envelope, getting out of that comfort zone. And I've got a phrase that I like to bring into the classroom is like, well, let's pull things apart. Let's put them back together again. You know, let's get that perspective share going on, because that's truly when those conversations really start to flourish and blossom into new adventures and opportunities. And I have been in industry over 30 years. I've been teaching this for over 6 years, and every single day I get an opportunity to learn something from my students. So I take that as a great value, because I try to bring that enthusiasm in and say, you know what, it's a tough industry. It's very timely. There's a lot of deadlines. We have to be very accurate and very precise. But there are huge champion moments when you have worked hard and dug so deep, your customer gets your delivery on time, and they have no idea of the pains and the challenges that you had to dig into, and then you have that champion moment at the end saying, yes, you know, we got it there on time. It was in good condition. They're going to come back.
Tell me about graduation day.
Oh, what an exciting day. Wow. And we have a graduation day in the fall where we celebrate our candidates graduating and stepping into that career. It's usually in the fall. And we try to do it with a real feel-good atmosphere. So we have an opportunity to meet the students sometime for the first time. In the remote world, there are some students that I only meet at the graduation ceremony in person. I mean, I see them all in their little square on the remote system. But it's such a treat to shake their hand, to congratulate them in person, see the fire in their eyes, and to, you know, realize that they're really embarking upon a new journey that we've helped them build the vessel for. So they've got the tools, they've got the modality, they've got the inspiration, and it's you know, kind of like watching one of your own succeed. So I take a lot of pride in how our students succeed.
There's no doubt about it. Your passion oozes out as you speak. You can see it in your eyes. You're clearly in your place in time and making a difference. So thank you very much.
Well, thank you. It's been a pleasure being here. Thanks for sharing.
Thank you for joining us today. Reach out at easterncollege.ca to learn more about how we can help you ring this bell.